Black Girl Magic. It's been printed on lip gloss tubes, slapped across t-shirts, used as a campaign tagline, and whispered like a protective spell in moments when black women needed something, anything, just to keep going.
Funny how I wanna be submissive now. Got a man who holds me down. You grinding and I don't know how. I guess the soft life made me act right. Big boss way you make me feel so at ease. Independent but I follow your lead. Ain't no games we play.
But here's the question nobody wants to say out loud. When the beauty industry says, Black Girl Magic, are they celebrating you or are they selling you? Because there's a difference between a cultural affirmation and a commercial strategy. And that is that the line between the two has gotten really, really blurry. So listen, folks, in this episode of The Occasional Commentary, we are deconstructing the phenomenon of Black Girl Magic in beauty. Who it was for originally, how it became marketable, what it pressures black women to perform, and the uncomfortable truth. How a phrase meant to uplift can become that tool that quietly exploits, especially when black-owned brands are still fighting to survive in an industry that profits off of black aesthetics. So stay with me until the end, because I'm going to give you a simple receipt test, a way to tell when a brand is honoring Black Girl Magic versus just borrowing it. What was Black Girl Magic actually supposed to be before it became a slogan? Black Girl Magic was a counter message. It was a response to a world that constantly tried to convince black women that we were too much or not enough, too loud, too dark, too curvy, too ambitious, too unprofessional, too aggressive, too visible. Black Girl Magic started as a cultural reminder. You are worthy even when the world refuses to reflect that back to you. It wasn't meant to be a brand identity. It wasn't meant to be a marketing theme. It wasn't meant to be a product category. However, it was community language, a recognition passed from black women to black women. But the beauty industry just doesn't observe culture. It extracts culture. And once it realized that Black Girl Magic wasn't just emotional, it was profitable, the machine turned on. Pay attention to what happens when something sacred becomes scalable. The beauty industry's favorite move is celebrate you without serving you. And listen, here's the pattern. A brand sees a cultural moment. They jump into with a campaign. They use black models, black music cues, black slang, and black aesthetics. Then they post a black square, a solidarity message. We see you. They drop a limited edition product, and then black women are still underrepresented in leadership. Black creators are still underpaid compared to their peers, and black consumers are still the most marketed to and often the least protected. Black-owned brands still struggle for distribution, shelf space, and investment, as well as fair access. So the question becomes, is Black Girl Magic being used as a mirror or as a mask? A mirror reflects you. A mask hides what's really happening. Because it's easy to say Black Girl Magic, it's harder to build systems that actually support black women. So if the brand loves the vibe but avoids the accountability, that's not magic. That's marketing. What about the performance pressure? When does Black Girl Magic become a requirement? Here's the part that gets uncomfortable. Black Girl Magic sounds empowering until it starts functioning like a job description. Magic implies the least amount, if any, of effort. Magic implies resilience. Magic implies you can handle anything. So, what happens when black women are constantly told that we're magic? Sometimes we stop being allowed to be tired, soft, uncertain, messy, an average human being, and that's the trap. A compliment can become a cage. But if you're always magic, then people feel entitled to your emotional labor. They expect you to be inspiring on demand. They expect you to keep showing up, keep buying, keep smiling, keep slaying, keep serving, keep looking good, and keep enduring. And beauty culture can amplify that pressure. The industry just doesn't sell makeup, it sells a storyline. And if you look put together, you're okay. If you're okay, then you're strong. If you are strong, then you don't need any help. But what if the real empowerment is allowing Black women to be fully human without packaging our survival as a brand aesthetic? So ask yourself, is the slogan lifting you up or is it pushing you down? What happens when Blackness becomes a trend and not a truth? Beauty has a long history of doing this, folks. It treats Black features and Black innovation like a moment until it can be replicated, diluted, and sold back to everyone, often without credit. Our shade ranges get used in ads while deeper shades still sell out last because brands understock them. Our hair textures get praised when they're on non-Black bodies, but they get policed when they are on Black bodies. Listen, our edges became a whole trend, then a punchline, then a product line. This is where Black girl magic can become a little exploited. When it comes to a theme or a seasonal collection, rather than a genuine investment. Because what does it mean to profit off Black girl magic while Black-owned brands are still treated like an afterthought? If your culture is their content, but you're not their priority, that's extraction. We love Black women, but not Black infrastructure. Let's talk about the business side, the side that people ignore. Beauty is an industry where shelf space is power and distribution is survival. Marketing budgets create visibility, and retail placement can make or break a brand. So listen, folks, when major chains and dominant brands adopt Black girl magic language, it can drown out smaller Black-owned brands that don't have the same access. What this does is create a bitter irony. Black women inspire the culture. Black women drive purchasing. Black women are the beauty market's heartbeat. Yet Black-owned brands still, today, face barriers, often again around funding, vendor relationships, minimum order requirements, and gate-kept network. The slogan becomes a paradox. Black girl magic is celebrated while Black ownership is still treated as optional. That's not just hypocrisy. That's an ecosystem designed to profit from Blackness while limiting Black power. Representation is a picture. Ownership is a position. So, how do we tell empowerment from exploitation? Now, here's what I promised, a simple receipt test. When a brand uses Black girl magic language, ask yourself, where is the money going? Do they invest in Black communities consistently or only when it's trendy? And again, who is in leadership? Not just the face of the campaign. Who is in the decision-making process? Also, who owns the supply chain and the distribution? Are they partnering with Black-owned vendors, labs, manufacturers, or retailers? And are they protecting Black consumers? Do they address safety, ingredient transparency, inclusive testing, and real customer needs? So what happens after the campaign ends? Do they stay present or do they disappear until the next cultural moment? If the answers are vague, performative, or temporary, then the brand isn't honoring Black girl magic at all. They're renting it. If they can't show receipts, they're selling a costume. So, is it empowering or exploitation? The truth is, it can be both. Black girl magic is empowering when it's rooted in community, used to affirm Black women's humanity, tied to real support and real change, connected to ownership, opportunity, and protection. But it becomes exploitation when it's reduced to a slogan, used as a marketing shortcut, separated from material support, and turned into demand for an endless resilience and leveraged profit while Black-owned brands remained blocked. Maybe the uncomfortable truth is this. The beauty industry loves Black Girl Magic because it sounds like praise without requiring justice. That's the part that we have to be brave enough to confront. So here's what I want you to take away from all of this. Black Girl Magic is not a product category. It's not a campaign theme. It's not a seasonal aesthetic. What it is a cultural affirmation that deserves protection from being turned into a corporate costume. If a brand is going to speak our language, borrow our culture, and profit from our beauty, then they should be held to a higher standard than a cute tagline. Now, what I'd like to do is hear from you. Have you ever seen Black Girl Magic used in beauty in a way that felt real or like genuine empowerment? Or have you watched it get watered down into something that felt off? What I'd like you to do is stay informed, stay intentional, and don't let anyone sell you your own magic. Thank you for stopping by The Occasional Commentary, and I'm going to see you in the next one.